Denathrius. Always been an interesting character to me. I've always enjoyed watching, Sire Denathrius lore and the potential for a return of Sire Denathrius. We've had some interesting stuff go on with the prey system and everything that it's bringing, and this whole time I've been saying, guys, this prey system looks awfully similar to Sire Denathrius related magic and everything. So let's talk about it. Sire Denathrius, Anguish, and the Secret of Anguish here from Pyromancer. Let's check this one out.
Hey, what's going on YouTube? It's Pyromancer here, and welcome to my channel. I hope you're all having a wonderful day, morning, afternoon, evening, whatever time it is, wherever you are in the world. And today I want to talk about Anguish, a seemingly new form of power introduced through the prey system in Midnight. But if this energy and the magic surrounding it feels familiar, that's because we've absolutely seen it before. Anguish and the powers that it enables have deep roots throughout Warcraft's lore. And today, I want to try to explore those connections, what they might reveal about the setting moving forward, and what they could mean for a future playable specialization, or even an entirely new class. To start, we need to talk about the only slightly questionable man who introduces us to this power, Astalor Bloodsworn. After the Scourge devastated Quel'Thalas, he served as a close advisor to Prince Kael'thas Sunstrider, and actually helped determine that the Blood Elves' crippling withdrawal symptoms stemmed from their dependence on the Sunwell's arcane energies.
I mean, he knows the Blood Elves' issues, like many. And I've said this all along. Astalor Bloodsworn, he's not really Bloodsworn to the Night Elves by any means. This guy's just, or the Blood Elves. This guy doesn't seem like somebody whose loyalties lie with his people necessarily. He's doing his own thing. It's a very weird and odd relationship that he has in general with the people of Silvermoon. And he's here gathering up this weird magic that looks very and eerily similar to the stuff that we dealt with in Shadowlands. So this entire time I've been telling you guys, this guy, he might be aligned with Sire Denathrius in some way, or he's like picking up where he left off. I have no idea. He might just be a Dreadlord. I mean, yeah, Dreadlords have the ability to make themselves look like other things. So yeah, I mean, it's potential. But we'll see.
Crippling withdrawal symptoms stemmed from their dependence on the Sunwell's arcane energies. Following the capture of the Naru Muru, Astalor became one of the co-architects of the Blood Knights alongside Lady Liadrin and Grand Magister Ramoth. Together, they devised methods to forcibly siphon and corrupt the Naru's light so Blood Elves could wield holy power without traditional devotion or faith. And that ruthlessness from Astalor just never really went away.
Kill for me. No!
Over the years, Astalor continued to experiment.
Yeah, why does Romath put up with him? I don't know. It's interesting. I don't know if he's got some kind of freaking shit on him. Like he knows Romath was spending a lot of time in the Arcantina, putting butt plugs in dwarves. I have no idea. But there's something weird going on with this guy. And maybe they just like have chosen to kind of turn a blind eye to what he's doing. You got to remember he's like in a weird spot in Silvermoon, doing shit kind of in an underground area. So maybe he's just chosen not to think about what's going on there.
Experimenting with increasingly dangerous forms of magic, like blood magic, even deploying blood golems on Draenor. And now, in Midnight, the manipulation of Anguish, as he calls it. His voice may also sound familiar. He's actually voiced by the same actor who portrayed Prince Renathal, son of Sire Denathrius.
His voice did sound familiar.
Maybe. But it does raise some
coincidence, or just like, Blizzard's already got a contract with this guy, so we just use him.
Interesting questions. Could Astalor be working for Denathrius? Could he somehow be connected to him more directly? Could he be Denathrius? Could he even be attempting to bring the fallen Sun King Kael'thas Sunstrider back? I personally don't think they're actually directly connected, but more so Blizzard is trying to show us a thematic similarity between them. These characters are similar because they have similar archetypes, they wield similar powers, they may even have similar motivations. Now, are they tangentially linked through someone like Kael'thas? Yes. But it doesn't mean that they are literally directly connected through the narrative in any kind of way. So, what exactly is Anguish? Well, as Astalor describes it, Anguish is effectively pain and fear harvested from a living being through torment and by hunting them. Exactly what we see in the prey quests, if you've done those. And if you haven't, I don't know why you haven't. You need to do them. And that is extremely similar to how essence is harvested in Revendreth. There,
Yep,
the
yep.
Venthyr, of course, harvest anima, often framed in their realm as sin, to power virtually every aspect of their existence. Visually and thematically, the similarities are pretty hard to ignore. Black and red energy, blood-like liquid or crystal forms, and constant associations with pain,
Yeah.
sacrifice.
The first time that we saw the prey system on the PTR, I was saying this. I was like, this looks awfully familiar to the shit that we were using in Revendreth. That red color, it looked a lot different than just typical anima. There was something very unique about it with the red and black lines and all that shit. So it just seemed very weird that Blizzard decided to go with the same color palette for all this prey system magic that we were gathering.
Pain, sacrifice, madness,
Or anguish.
rage, fear, and torment. In every case, the energy is both immensely powerful and deeply corruptive, something that not even Sire Denathrius was able to escape. Let's not forget that in Revendreth, they literally have something called the Penitent Hunt, which is an essential part of their culture, where you actually hunt souls down and bring terror to them, filling them with fear, so that the
Yeah, it's messed up.
Venthyr have less resistance when employing their methods upon them. What's especially interesting is that even though anima is usually harvested from disembodied souls that have passed on to the afterlife, Midnight strongly implies that living mortals can be harvested for the same kind of substance. Which that makes sense if anima is fundamentally tied to the soul itself, as we've been led to believe, shaped by your lived experiences, suffering, emotion, and actions, rather than your physical body. In other words, what I mean by that is you can harvest this energy from the living or the dead, because both possess souls. And not just mortals either,
Yeah,
but
interesting.
elementals and other beings capable of producing it as well. To me, Revendreth's anima and Midnight's anguish are effectively the exact same
The same
force.
thing, yeah.
As a side note, the other Shadowlands realms, such as Bastion or Maldraxxus, likely produce different manifestations because they process and channel anima in entirely different ways.
Huh.
So, what can anguish actually do? Well, quite a lot, apparently. As we see in the Prey quests and in numerous other examples throughout Warcraft, anguish can be used.
That's the whole thing I've been asking all along is what the hell is Astralor going to use all this shit for? He's gathering all this anguish for what? Why are we giving it to him? What's he going to use it for? It's really weird that we're just blindly giving this guy this powerful shit that we've been gathering. And yeah, oh, he's going to give us some crests, right? I need my myth track crest, so of course I'm going to give him. This guy's like building a nuke inside of Silvermoon. We don't even know what the hell he's going to use it for.
To empower weapons.
He gives us
animate
mounts. True, yeah, true. That's a
constructs,
good reason too.
Mutate living beings and radically reshape flesh itself. Think about Remornia real quick, the sentient sword of Denathrius, or the Mogu blood golems, or the Stone Legion from Revendreth. Then there are mutated horrors like Primordius in the Throne of Thunder, the corrupted creatures we find in Bloodmist Isle, the fungi of Deepholm's Crimson Expanse, the stone giants found in the west side of Hellfire Peninsula, and even spirits twisted within the Emerald Nightmare, all to a degree affected by rage,
Right.
hunger, madness. And honestly, I'd wager that the Black Empire too had masters of blood magic, especially given their obsession with ritual sacrifice and the importance of black blood in their cultures. Every single one of these examples lines up remarkably well with the powers Astalor demonstrates in Midnight. Now, we obviously don't have irrefutable confirmation that all of these powers or places are directly connected through anguish and anima, but
Right.
Blizzard's art team has historically been very deliberate with visual storytelling, recurring motifs, and thematic consistency. You may not like the story of Warcraft, but we all know the art team carries. Because of that, I do believe these forms of corruption ultimately stem from the same underlying sources and principles.
Yeah.
Pain, fear, suffering, and even pride. What makes this especially interesting
A
is
lot of
that
times the power and like you said, the art team a lot of times carries similar colors and things like that do oftentimes mean similar, origins of wherever the power came from. Even look at like elves' eyes and how they change color based on wherever their power sources come. You got the yellow ones, the green ones now, the blue ones, obviously from the original. There's always been that thematic coloring where certain colors just mean certain things. And this red color for Anguish, like I said, it just seems very similar.
Anguish isn't exclusively
And it seems by
destructive.
design.
It can also revitalize, heal, and even cleanse the influence of the void. Of course, wielding this power comes with severe consequences. As I've mentioned, madness, isolation, rage, aggression, paranoia, corruption. You don't even have to wield it. You just have to wear something imbued with that power. We see this with the Blood Elves tirading and going crazy in Silvermoon, destroying everything. This magic is extraordinarily dangerous, not just to the user though, but to the environment around them. As we've seen, as I mentioned, with Blood Mist Isle in the Emerald Nightmare, it can potentially corrupt entire ecosystems, physical or spiritual, animals, and landscapes. According to Astalor, some of the worst side effects of Anguish can be mitigated through ritual preparation and the use of cleansing salts, which suppress the most catastrophic outcomes. But even then,
Bad side effects.
corruption clearly still takes its toll. And yes, Astalor is absolutely being corrupted by it.
Kill for me. Now!
And let's not forget perhaps the most important location utilizing Anguish, Antorus the Burning Throne, the main bastion of the Legion nestled within the core of Argus, which literally has Anguish energy running through the walls.
Oh, damn.
The main temple of Antorus the Burning Throne, where we find the Coven of Shivara torturing Varamathras and the Titan Pantheon, is called the Temple of Anguish.
Oh my god. I didn't even
That
realize
is certainly
this.
not a coincidence. And
No, that's all real for sure. And again, look, they're carrying. I mean, this red color clearly is not just, oh, players are thinking too much about this. It's very obvious. This freaking entire hall is run by Anguish and it's all red. Makes sense. See ya, Unreal Blue. Yeah, so this is there's all reasons for this shit.
then look at Mythic Argus, the
connections are too strong to ignore.
Black and red, with spells such as Sargeras' Fear and Sargeras' Rage as actual mechanics in the fight. What do we think that Sargeras was using Argus for? What kind of energy do we think was in Gorabal, Sargeras' sword? I mean, look at the color palette
Oh
of it.
man, that's another thing. That's right, the sword. If you remember, we drained all of our legendary weapons, our Legion legendaries into the sword, and eliminating all this red magic. Maybe he wants to like revive the sword or something with all this Anguish. I've said it before, like I think there's a chance that maybe we get our Legion legendaries back, like in the Last Titan. They're still till this day the most powerful weapons we ever had, and we're probably going to need the most powerful weapons we ever had to defeat the Titans and shit, because that's what I think we're going. It would make sense if like, hey, maybe we get our anima or our AP from the sword. Maybe we take back our Legion legendaries and re-empower the sword, and Sargeras takes his shit and we take our shit and then we go fight the Titans. I think that could happen.
It's a giant sword imbued with
Doubt it.
anguish and pain. And how about the anima conductor from Revendreth? Does that look familiar at all? But what exactly was his intention, and how was he planning to use it? Stabbing it into the
Sure, let's get Naifu back. Oh, wait, yeah, well, yeah, Shadow Priests are going to need a new weapon, right? They're going to need a new weapon.
part of the world looks like a malevolent act, but considering that we know it can be used to heal, one could conceive of the idea that it was meant to be used as a sort of adrenaline shot to put a ton of power into Azeroth and potentially cleanse the influence of the void from her soul, if that's something that we really should be doing. And we have to consider the possibility that he was just trying to kill her. Additionally, look at how it overpowers our artifact weapons when we draw the power out of the sword itself. But regardless of any of that, Anguish being a corrupting power means that it would have had an effect on someone wielding it. And what could that say about Sargeras? Well, as much as I really want to get into that discussion, I'm going to save that for another
Good
video.
old Sargeras,
Now
boy.
here's the really important part, so listen up. Anguish, and presumably anima itself, in the form of that which we see harvested in Revendreth, appear to enable at least two major magical disciplines. Blood magic, and perhaps a subsection of blood magic, flesh shaping. Blood magic is almost certainly part of why the Venthyr are so heavily vampire-themed. Not only because
Makes
they're
sense.
undead, but because of their overt ties to blood itself. They literally drink it from goblets. Their magic revolves around extraction, transfusion, suffering, and vitality. We see similar themes among the blood trolls of Nazmir and the Sand Lane, including figures like Blood Queen Lanathel.
Right.
Remember her. And also, the Mogu and perhaps even their Keeper and Titan overlords used blood magics powered by anima, which I believe they harvested from Keeper Ra. But where exactly they learned these techniques, if not from Ra himself, is not clear. It's said that during his reign, Lei Shen labored to build a mechanical servant.
That's
that would
right, I remember this
defend
too.
The Throne of Thunder without fear. When his first attempt failed, however, rage took hold of the Thunder King. He poured this negative emotion into his next and most successful creation, the Dark Animus. To this day, the
That's
ornate
right.
construct observes its duty, empowered by the mysterious substance at the heart of all Mogu flesh-shaping experiments. This is really important to know, because in Revendreth, we learn that intense emotions like rage, hatred, and wrath give a will to anima beyond it just being a power. It almost makes it alive, or gives it a form of sentience. That emotion further animates it. And then this power can be used, allegedly, in the military ward of Revendreth to turn stone constructs into flesh. It's literally used to do the curse of flesh. That's insane.
Damn.
And look, I get
He's right. The gargoyles and shit. I never even thought about that. They are animating stone to flesh. I mean, that's what the curse of flesh is.
Can always use another death.
Only Cam, thank you for the gifted sub, man. I appreciate that. Burning, congratulations on your gifted sub. So yeah, that is interesting too. What the hell? Blood magic being used to animate flesh?
it. I've
Anguish
seen
being
that
used
there
to
are
animate
employees
flesh?
at Blizzard back during the Shadowlands interview phase when it was current that claimed that the Dark Anima and Animus of Ra-Den and from Throne of Thunder are not related to the anima of the Shadowlands. But I gotta be honest, I think
They were
that's
wrong?
a crock. I don't think
Yeah.
that's true at all. They function almost identically. They have the same name. We see them being used for the exact same things. Maybe it's a little bit different because Ra was originally sort of a divine being, if you will, since he was, said to be gifted his power and identity by Aman'Thul. There is a hint of gold in the anima that we see in Throne of Thunder as well, so maybe that's related to it. But ultimately, to say that they're not similar or not the same thing there's no way that's true. And then when you kill Lei Shen, his final words are that he just sought to finish the work of the gods. And this is all after he gains the knowledge and power from Ra-Den after taking his heart. Like, what the fuck? And this could mean that something like Sargeras'
Interesting.
sword, Remornia, whatever, they're not just empowered with anima. They have
It's funny that Blizzard said we were going to address this sword before the World Soul Saga even started, and we literally have still not addressed the sword. We are now at the halfway point, basically, of the World Soul Saga, and this sword's just sitting out there, tip in, shaft out, and we have no idea what we're going to do with it. Now, I think maybe Astralor could be some sort of tie into the sword. It would be pretty cool if the blood magic ends up being somehow related to this. And like I said, maybe he figures out a way to kind of rebring our Legion legendaries back. I think that would be a welcome thing from the player base. I think people would like to see that happen. We'll see. Imagine new customization options for your legendaries. Man, they're still till this day, those are some of the best transmogs weapons in the game.
will. They have tons of negative emotions. They are effectively alive. Think about how much rage and wrath and fear and all sorts of negative emotions must be imbued into that sword and into Argus. What the hell would that do to Azeroth? Keep in mind the Discs of Norgannon from Vanilla World
Right.
of Warcraft tell a story about how the Titans used powers to create biomass creatures on other worlds, and that the Titan Forged of our world, being made of stone and metal, such as the Earthen are, is actually a variation of the standard subterranean being matrix. So it's very possible that the Titans knew how to wield these types of magic as well. One of the most important aspects of blood magic is that it can be linked directly to mortality via blood and flesh shaping. I mean, these are two things that explicitly connect to mortals, things that bleed and are made of flesh and bone and which die. Was it a magic that literally led to mortals? And when you have major magics like this, it begs the question, Is there a master of these kinds of magics that exists in the cosmos? A singular being who is responsible for the creation of blood magic or flesh shaping? Is it something that was originally sourced from mortals, or something that some kind of deity of life or death utilized to
Well, I mean, don't isn't there the whole theory that Argus was the deity of life or death, or the deity of death, maybe, and that's why the Titans had us eliminate him. They wanted to kind of control that shit through the Shadowlands and everything.
manipulate
It's
mortal
very possible. I mean,
energies?
look what he's using. Or look at all his red magic, his red scythe. All the colors fit perfectly with it.
Would it be something like the old gods? Flesh is his gift. He is your true creator. Could it be someone like a primordial god of chaos, pain, and torment, like Argus? Someone affiliated or associated with the power of death? These are questions that I can't really answer at the moment, but its actual original source is something that fascinates me. Is blood magic, especially since it's used by the Venthyr, a death magic, or is it a life magic? Or is it somewhere in between? Because there are items such as the focused life anima item from BFA, which sure makes it sound like anima can be associated with life, and in the lifeblood quest from Mists of Pandaria, Lorthamar actually refers to it as a powerful form of life magic. Like, are you kidding me? But death magic could
Interesting.
manipulate life energy as well, too. So them being inherently tied together would not be surprising, and I like the idea that somehow blood magic exists along the barrier between life and death. I mean, how many times have you heard the term life blood, by the way? It's very common in World of Warcraft. Even player classes already dabble in blood magic.
I was about to say, I mean, blood decays, that's all we do. You got all kinds of blood magic, you're blood boiling, you're draining life, like all these different versions of blood magic, and not to mention, I mean, technically as a Death Knight, you are undead, right? You've died and you've come back, and you're doing all this blood magic. Certainly could be related to some of this shit. Even Dancing Rune Weapon, now, if you look, they reanimated it not too long ago, and now when you have Dancing Rune Weapon active, there's like this reddish black magic coming out of you, like just emanating from your body, which very much looks like Anguish.
More than people even realize. Death Knights have abilities like Blood Boil and Vampiric Blood.
I did not pre-watch, but I fucking play. All I do is play Blood DK, and I've been thinking this the entire time he's been saying it. Okay.
Paladins have Blessing of Sacrifice, which literally uses
I know the allegations are coming. I already know. I already know.
a blood drop icon. Warlocks once had Health Funnel, allowing them to transfer their own vitality into their demon pets, and that, of course, could be swapped out with the Venthyr spell effects, making it look like anima magic in the Shadowlands.
Heh.
When Blizzard discussed expanding existing classes with additional specializations, similar to Devastation for Demon Hunters, they confirmed it's something they're interested in exploring. They've even conducted Battle.net surveys asking players about concepts like Support Paladin or Tank Shaman. They even have Healer Mage on there, and that's exactly where my mind goes.
Doesn't that depend if you're playing Vampire Blood DK versus Frost DK? What are you talking about? I mean, Blood DK does blood magic. It's everything they do. It's like necromantic blood magic. That every spell that we have has to do with that. It has to do with like affecting the person's blood or draining the person's blood to heal yourself. That's what the entire like class fantasy's about.
Something like Blood Maid.
And then there's Sandland version of Blood DK now, which is like even more bloody.
Imagine a specialization built entirely around inflicting pain on enemies to heal yourself and allies, performing blood transfusions, doing vitality manipulation, sacrificing your own health to sustain your group, using blood to empower their weapons and armor, support or healer. I don't care. It just sounds badass. A darker, grittier counterpart to something like Discipline Priest. Less divine atonement and more vampiric corruption, torment, and self-sacrifice. And thematically, I think it fits Warcraft perfectly. We already play morally questionable archetypes like Warlocks and Death Knights. Harnessing Anguish is something we literally learn from a Blood Elf Magister. Personally, I'd love to see Blizzard continue expanding existing classes with new specializations. Not necessarily instead of new classes, but at least alongside them. Adding new roles to pure DPS classes would improve queue times, expand playstyle variety, and create entirely new thematic fantasies for players. Could Blood Mage be the next one? God, I hope so, because that would be sick. Leave a comment down below letting me know what you would like to see if they were to make something more related to blood. Do you think that the existence of Blood Death Knight and the Sand Lane hero talents already kind of contradict the possibility of this? And let me know what you think about some of the lore ideas in terms of corruption of Sargeras, the Nightmare, and other things. Take a look around certain areas like Western Hellfire Peninsula. There's some interesting quests pertaining to some giant red crystals that came from the Nether. Go back and do the Blood Mist Isle quests and look at how it's mutating and driving the creatures there to madness. Blood Mist? Come on. Come on.
Yeah,
The
related.
links have been there for quite some time. Go do the Crimson Expanse quest down in Deepholm and check out the raging red crystal infused stone giants down there. I love this stuff. So show me that you love it too by leaving a like on the video and subscribing to my channel. I specialize in World of Warcraft lore theory crafting, but I also do get into some League of Legends and Final Fantasy stuff here or there as well, so you can look forward to that. Make sure you guys go and check out our playlist on the channel for the Hearth and Hammer podcast that I do with my buddy Olwen. We'd love to have you as viewers over there if you enjoy long-form discussions and content that might just be for you. And of course, if you want to see me live, go and follow me over on twitch.tv/pyromancer. There's many discussions that occur there that may never make it into a video, so come and check it out. I stream on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. But that's about all I got for you today. Thank you so much for watching. I
Nice
appreciate
video.
you very much. Stay awesome. Until next time, I hope to see you all later. Kill for me now!
Interesting. Like I always said this from the very beginning of the prey system. I was like, there's more to this system than just gathering up shit for transmog. There's clearly some lore tie-ins here. And I think, man, I didn't think about it before, but it could certainly be tied into the sword. The prey system could lead us to finally some sword lore. We'll see if that ends up happening. Overall, a nice video from Pyromancer and interesting lore for sure.